Welcome back to another website mic drop. Just a reminder, this is where I do a user experience walkthrough of a website. Maybe I know it, maybe I don't know it. It's all part of just figuring out what the customer experience is like. I'm not really going to be pointing out things, hey, I don't like that or I love that. I mean, I might say it from time to time, but for the most part, I'm looking for things that drive questions, things that make me want to know more about how customers feel about certain aspects of an experience. Um, Generally, these are things that I would say, hey, maybe we should go do some follow-up research on this particular element. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not really trying to build anybody up, just going through it and making observations about different websites. And today we're going to get into a website that I actually do know what it is, although I've never been to their website before. It's Liquid Death, a very popular canned water drink, and I'm going to get into it right now. Okay, right out of the gate, we're here. I see massive cinematic images, very different, very animated, very active. A lot of times cinematic can be something that maybe just takes up space, but here they're truly trying to convey some kind of brand feelings. And you can see this here, this porcelain old school teapot getting smashed, this animated stuff here. Very, very interesting. Just a reminder, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You'll never miss a video. But right now, we're going to get back to it. So down in the lower left, we see the accept all cookies option. This is something that is very prominent. It animated its way out. On a previous video I did, we saw another different way this was handled, where it was just anchored to the bottom. And I believe I was about 10 minutes into the video before I even realized that it was there. So I didn't even notice it. So here I do see that I've got the accept all cookies and I got a cookie settings option. I'm going to go ahead and click accept all cookies. And now, again, I can explore what these options are. So I've got liquid death clock. Don't be scared. It's just water. As with any carousel here, I would be curious to know, is the carousel moving too quickly? So can people engage with each element on it before it switches? And if I click it, is it going to go to something more about this particular panel of the carousel, or is it going to pause the carousel? So this is, and obviously I'm covering up a part of the screen with myself here in the corner, but that's just a necessary evil sort of a thing. So we're seeing this here. Hell yeah. See, I like this, the way they're using, okay, see, even when I'm hovering over the button, it's not pausing the carousel. This suggests a level of engagement when I move my mouse pointer over a call to action. I'd be curious if anyone gets tripped up by that and really they go to click on one thing just as it switches out, and I end up clicking the following item. Up here we do have the navigation. The navigation, I would say, it's white text on top of the animated background. So the contrast is low, which could be an issue. Again, I'd want to recruit people who are in this demographic and see, are they able to read it? It's a relatively small font size on an animated background. The eyes are completely drawn to the animations, always in the center of the screen. There's always something being animated right here. So the eyes are pulled right in there. Maybe people are missing it. I think with a lot of navigation, people expect to find it at the top. So it is there, but it is a little bit difficult to read, especially on that yellow. So I'd like to see if any other people have issues with that. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit before I engage with the navigation. We've got some, okay, for some reason the alt tag for the video is stuck on the screen. But we've got Liquid Death, the beverages here, shop all. We've got merch, shop all. I like the way this is animated. I said I wouldn't necessarily say I like, but it animates, it's engaging when I hover over it. Again, it does make the buttons and the call to action a little bit harder to read, because now I've got this sort of very, very thin white button, and it is sort of masked by the actual imagery. That was interesting. Just cut the can in half. I was going to scroll down a little bit more, and everything here, again, this is Murder Your Thirst. That's a great. I like the tagline. It seems to be in line with what they're doing here, and I'm curious again how that resonates with the customers. Really, it's a very, very different from the type of thing that you see with traditional water. Very, very interesting. Death to plastic. It's cool. We got a bit of a social justice sort of a thing here, and they're taking an unconventional approach to it, which is, certainly eye-catching. And then we've got down here, you got if you want to sell liquid death. So if you want to be a distributor, sell your soul, keeping in theme. I'm not exactly sure what this is. So this is another one of those things where I'd be curious to know, sell your soul, what does that mean? This is one of those things that I believe the only way we're really going to find out about it is by clicking it. So would most people have an understanding of what this is? Is it just me that doesn't understand it? Or might there be an opportunity to clarify, not necessarily by changing the text. The text, I think, is really on brand, but the imagery, when it goes in here, I'd be curious if some alternate imagery might actually make it more obvious what this parent contract is. Then we got store locator, very cool. This is a store locator that has a default view on the map, and it is not where I'm located. I'm located on the East Coast, so I believe I'm looking at a West Coast, California, Nevada sort of centric map. If I click on it, I'm sure it's going to take me to where I go. And again, hovering over it, store locator. Again, they're going with humor here. I like the humor. Very interesting, very much on brand. Store locator, though, I'm not sure if the average person would realize if they just were scrolling down and their mouse was in the screen here, and they, sometimes when you scroll like this and you keep your mouse pointer, would it automatically switch the video to off of the map, and then it might be something that you wouldn't see. So here we go. We got stay updated. We got horoscopes over here. Not entirely sure what this, I'm assuming it's horoscopes, but horoscopes is something probably more fun. Information about the company, basically your footer information down here, and everything's in US dollars. Interesting that this button is all the way down in the bottom left. This is the type of thing that very similarly, if you were doing language or country, it would be in the header in the upper right. Very obvious way to change it. I'm going to suspect we might see this button in a number of different places if we want to check on something. So we're going to scroll back up now and let's get into the beverages. This is really the key thing. We've got our e-com, or this is maybe just a gallery. It might be, it says shop, so I guess I can buy it. And then we got some merch here. So let's go into the beverages. I know I haven't clicked on the navigation yet. I will get into the navigation before we're done. So we've got now, this is a very, very tiny breadcrumbs implementation here. Perhaps it's designed more for mobile where it would appear more prominent, but on a desktop, it does appear small. If you look at the font size differential here, it's at least 20 times bigger for beverages than it is up here. So will people notice the breadcrumbs? Not 100% sure. Even the logo, very, very tiny in this particular implementation. I have a feeling that this is a responsive design, that this will appear much larger on mobile, in which case this will end up being in a hamburger menu. Well, that's kind of interesting. Now I've got a double navigation here because I'm in beverages. I've got it's flying out. So interesting that there are two different sizes of navigation here, but we're just going to go and shop all. Let's stick with shop all here. Now we've got, okay, so the primary distribution channel for the website is going to be Amazon, and we've got mountain water, sparkling water, severed lime, mango chainsaw. Very cool. I keep bringing up things like font sizes. Font sizes can be really critical to the success of a website or any application, a news site, etc. If people can't read it, they're going to have difficulties trying to navigate it. Now, the photos are very powerful, very prominent here, very big, but we end up with all this space underneath where there might be an opportunity to have maybe a larger font describing the product, and then perhaps, could buy on Amazon be more effective as a call to action button. Right now, it's just all caps, black text underneath the mountain water icon or any of the product labels. And I assume clicking on any one of these is going to be the same exact. Oh no, actually, when I look at the buy on Amazon, it actually does take you over. It takes you over to Amazon. So I'm going to click on the regular Liquid Death Mountain Water right here. This is the one that I've had. If I click here, now I've got buy on Amazon, shop in store. Now you can see the very, very different implementation of the buttons, where these buttons look like buttons, and you have the opportunity to buy it on Amazon or shop in a store. You take your pick. Again, button implementation, it's stacked here. Whether or not that better side by side, giant buttons, that's fine. And now we come down here and we see it is doing more of an East Coast opportunity, and then some accessories. Now, this is interesting because, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. So these are stores. Oh, these are stores. Okay. When I saw Stop and Shop and CVS and things, okay, I see that these are the stores. Some of them have pricing, some do not. that's interesting? Would that be confusing to anyone why some have prices and some don't? Whole Foods, it's telling you different products. Case here, no price, but here with a price for the case. Now it says buy a tall boy or a case. It says two different products. It's tough for me to tell. I'm not getting my URL window popping out, but at least it is trying to default to something on the East Coast. Now there is a lot of options here. One thing that I'd be curious about was, does the average person know it's defaulting this location, but what is the distance? What is the sorting of these? Is it by distance from the zip code? It's not really clear. It's not laid out for you. Anytime you're listing out locations, it usually is a good idea to list out the distance from the point of focus, which in this case I think is the center of the zip code for Manhattan, New York City, otherwise known as. So I'm going to scroll up. I'm not going to bother picking Amazon. I'm not going to bother picking shop in store. Actually, I probably will click shop in store because this is going to give me something on this website. Amazon is going to take me off to Amazon, and I'm not really too worried about the third-party distribution right now. There is an option to click on sparkling water. It is going to reload it. Gives me a different option because they are just two variants of, I guess, the same product. Now, you do have flavored sparkling up here as well, though, and you have iced tea. So in the mountain water, they're offering me options to completely change products. Now, these on the primary page are considered different products, but here they're being shown as options in the same product. I would love to see some feedback and how people react to this, how they feel about this. I see there's reviews up here as well. The reviews, it clicks me right down, clicked me right down to the reviews and took me over to Amazon somehow. Don't know what I did to get over there, but it says, okay, we've got a lot of interesting reviews here, good stuff. And this is a verified reviewer. This is not. As far as I can tell, 5 stars, all 5 stars based on 9,311 reviews. There have been studies done on star ratings and trustworthiness. I believe that a perfect 5 stars is generally considered untrustworthy just because it's statistically almost impossible that with this volume that nobody would give even a 4-star rating. So I would be curious how people react to the reviews here, and the reviews aren't dated. So the fact that it says most recent is interesting because it's not dated what the reviews are. So that could really be throwing things off in terms of how it's perceived. If I scroll down, I've got a bunch of options to advance to see more reviews. I think it's giving me like 5 on one page or 4 on one page. Write a review. Let's see what it does. Okay, it throws the overlay up here, and you do name, email address, all required. So there are no anonymous reviews. You can do a media upload. That's cool. I like that. I know I said I wouldn't say I like or dislike. I guess it's impossible to not say things like that. Oh, wait a minute. This was when I did say buy in store originally. Okay. And so I scroll down, and now all the way down here, I'm seeing this map, which the list of stores was so long. I mean, would the average person scroll to this depth? So that's an interesting question. Would anyone even scroll this deep? Maybe because it's showing me Manhattan. There's so many stores, but it's also thrown a product filter right on top of the map. So I've got locations and then this extra component now for filtering the products on top of the map. And whereas I was just searching originally for buying this particular product, the mountain water, now because this filter is here, I'm not entirely sure what products are available at all these. Now it says 2 products found. Let's just click on this and see what it says. Now it's giving me the product filter is closed, and over here it's showing me the 100% mountain water and 100% mountain water 12-pack, single can or the 12-pack. Again, I'd be curious to know if anyone's confused just by this, because if you recall, when we scrolled up, you see this is a white can and then a black box. Yes, a white can on the box. But up at the top, you recall when I switched to the sparkling water, it switches to a black can and a black box. The mountain water is a black box again, but generally white is the mountain water and the sparkling water is black. Now, if I scroll back down, when I see that box on the products went away now. If I click on the 2 products again, it is showing me that the black box, why is it showing me it's a 12-pack? I know. It's so much smaller in size than the image of the can of liquid death. Is it properly understood what these things are? And then 3 more retailers. It must be nearby because there's like 50 more retailers here. So I'd be curious. Let's click on that and see. Okay, now it's giving me these other ones. But now I don't know where these are. So that's something, again, always, always, always think about these things in terms of, I'd like to see how people react to this. I'd like to ask people to go and do this, see how they react to it. If I go to buy online, now it's probably going to take me over to Amazon, which is probably what I clicked earlier. I'm clicking buy online and nothing is happening. So I'm going to assume maybe there's a pop-up or something that it's not allowed. It's trying to do something. I don't see any alerts on my browser, but so I'm going to bypass the buy online. I think that's supposed to take me to Amazon. It's simply not doing it right now. So we're going to go back up. Let's go through the navigation now. We got our beverages, which we sort of looked at. All of these are the same things here. And as we said, we had double navigation, although that navigation has gone away because I'm in a product. It's now only on top. But when I was in beverages, it was still there. So we got merch. We got the store locator. Wait a minute. When I'm on merch and I switch over to store locator, the second level navigation for merch is still displayed. No matter what I do, it's still displaying that. If I go to beverages, let's see. No, it disappears for beverages. No, it still stayed on. There's apparently something here, because I'm still in the second tier navigation. But no, it still stays on. So there's a little something going on with the navigation there. I mean, it's not doesn't seem to be too terribly distracting. So the only 2 things that have second tier navigation are beverages and merch. And once you hover over merch, it doesn't really seem to go away, no matter what other navigation you're on. So let's just go on to drinkware. I mean, Let's go to bestsellers. Okay, bestsellers. We've got some bottles, again, on brand, Slaughter bottle, keeping it on theme. We got this watch. I believe this is the watch that was shown on the homepage. Trophy Skull Tiki mug, some T-shirts, Liquid Death, the flask. When I was on the search for locations, I recall seeing something like this. Drip Club neon sign, interesting, very cool. I'm saying that as a personal thing. There's not the design. I just think that's cool. I'm going to go to, let's just go to last chance. Are any of these items on sale, or are they just almost sold out? Let's see. Yes, these are items that are on sale. So we've got different things, a rolling tray, got different shirts, Liquid Death, Slaughter Tee, ring, etc. So things are on sale. If I click on, let's just say, this T-shirt, I'm just going to click it because, okay, so very clear up front that there's only small and XXX available. It's got options for payment. It's got your description. One thing I do not see right up front is the material, but I imagine it's under details. So again, 100% cotton right there. Question that I would like to explore is, you have so much space here. You have so much space. Why not just have the 100% cotton? The details are so slim that the artwork is something that it looks very cool, but it's more than anything, people want to see about the fit and the material. So would that not be better to put right with the description if you have the space? I'm taking fully into consideration that this might be responsive, and so this might actually change based on mobile. But then there's more, and you're constantly doing some upsells, so that's good. I'm just saying that's good in terms of, okay, there's more product to sell. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. Now we've got the reviews for the shirt. Again, all 5 stars. And again, same exact thing. On the shirt, all 5 stars. Let's see if I can find a product that doesn't have all 5-star reviews. So 4.9. Okay, so we have 4.9 here on 1,120 reviews. Again, little concerned. Again, the studies were done not by me, but in terms of, the reason we put reviews on sites is generally to persuade that people like us, people who looked at the site, people who bought this, liked it. And there's just nothing that everybody agrees on, like 0. All right, enough about that. Let's move on. All right, let's go up here to, this do TimeWaster 5000, didn't see that. Let's go and sell your soul, and let's see what this is all about. So we're going to click here, and selling your soul to join the club. Okay, so this is about joining a club. Nothing on that homepage, the hovering, the signing of the contract, it is not clear. If I'm being honest, I thought it was about like a franchise agreement, which was that sell the product if you want to sell it. But I didn't realize this had anything to do with clubs. The Liquid Death Country Club over here, and contract binding for alternity. I like that. But yeah, there was nothing. And look, I mean, this whole screen takes up, the cinematic image takes up the entire screen. Presumably, we've already seen this image on the homepage, but on mobile, this would be much smaller and the content would be on the screen. So I suspect this is being designed for mobile, again, with the small fonts and so on. As I scroll down, lots of benefits. Bill of sale for one eternal human soul. It's just funny. But nothing made this clear. This is what I was getting into. So I'm curious to see first how many people, and this is in analytics data, how many people click this to get into it versus, even just ignoring it because they don't know what it is. Once they get into it, of course, I would be curious again. Do these items resonate? Invitations to private parties, show events, early access, limited edition merchandise. Yes, these are all things that would be great. Surely they've been tested, but I would want to run a test and see, hey, are these the most valuable things? Are they in the right order? Is this the most valuable thing to get the exclusive tea when you spend $50? Because of the way people read, it's called F pattern reading. They, read the first one, only if they read the first one, it's totally interesting while they read the second one. So, is the most valuable one at the top. All right, let's move back onto the top here. We already did some of these. Let's click the TimeWaster 5000. We're going really long. Oh my gosh. That's probably the reaction people were going for. Yeah, getting waterboarded with Liquid Death. Okay. And now we down here, want free koozies, feed our marketing robots, and they'll give you a free koozie 2-pack with your first purchase. So down here, obviously, is an email sign up. I can just close out of that if I don't want it. And if I scroll down, welcome to the TimeWaster 5000. Need to kill some time. Watch every dumb thing we've ever made. So, okay, they are being legit. This is just sort of for fun. All right, I thought this had a little bit of a Fortnite look to it on the homepage. Coming down, can you survive Murder Mountain? And we're coming down again. People for the ethical treatment of the undead. The chest blaster by Liquid Death. Introducing the most advanced hydromuscular workout device ever. All right, so clearly they're going all in on this. Each one of these is going to be an individual thing that you probably want to investigate and test. I know I've spent a lot of time on this site already. Liquid Death, clearly, I'm going to click here, make sure it goes back to the homepage. Drinks, that I was interested in. Let's go back one more time. Drink straight from the casket, shop the flasket. Okay, I saw that on the homepage. I believe I saw it a couple of times, maybe under best sellers. Let's click it, see what it does. It takes us to this. Okay, lots of product images here. One thing that is not clear right away is the size of this. So again, under details, yes, 5.7 inches tall and 2.4 inches wide, 1.1 inches deep. There's something to be said for the how crisp and classic this looks, this imagery. But the other thing is that is missing because it is just such a crisp, pure image is scale. A lot of times when you see a product photo that has a human in it, it's to give you a scale, like a hand, to show you how big this is in someone's hand. Will it fit in a pocket, etc. So this is great, the details, but again, so much space here. Is it necessary to have 2 tabs? I might just put here. Now this is a straight up add to cart. Oh, okay, wait, let's just try this. This is an add to cart, ordering from this website. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, will it change this? Yes. $5 away from free shipping, $40 away from free shipping. Okay, so we've got a promo there, and I've got my total down here. Had to move myself out of the way a little bit. I've got keep shopping, checkout, shop. Okay, good. There's different ways to pay. Let's hit checkout. Standard. This is all very standard. I'm going to assume this website is built with a template engine, Shopify, something like that. We've got our contact info here, login, email, news. It looks very similar to the last website I did. I've reviewed, obviously, a lot of websites in my time, a lot of them exactly like this. Hey, and even if it's not from a template, if it's a design that works, if it's a design that's tried and true and been tested, let's just go with it. So we've got your information here, continue to shipping. So we're going to get address. I'm not going to fill out all my info, but continue to shipping. I've got a discount code or a gift card up here, apply that. So very, very standard. I'm going to assume this is probably the most tested thing because it is reminiscent of something I've seen many, many times. Many years ago, an old boss of mine, he mentioned to me when I was leading a development team of my own, he said, hey, there's a reason that every ATM machine looks and works the same because everyone knows how it looks and works. And that's why no one's really trying to reinvent the wheel on an ATM. And that's very similar to most checkout processes today on an e-commerce site. So I'm not going to go through the login process. We've done a very generic or general user experience overview here. Let's go back to the homepage. All right, so we're back at the homepage just like we expected. So there's your user experience walkthrough of liquiddeath.com. It's been fun doing another website mic drop here. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will do many more of these. If you have a website in mind, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to walk through it next time. Until then, I will see you later.